Hello there, today's video is about two of the rarest Dysons in the world. This one is the Dyson G-Force from 1991. This one is the Dyson DC06 robot from the year 2000. So I'm going to very briefly talk about them, tell you the history of them, and I'm going to just show you a little bit closer. So the G-Force here from 1991, this was actually James Dyson's second machine, although it was regarded as the first machine. Around about 1984, James Dyson made a machine called the Cyclone Rotork in cooperation with another company, and it looked pretty much the same as this, but not identical. They went to I think the Ideal Home exhibition at the time, and they sold about 500 of them. Extremely rare machine today. We've had a few of those, and if you look on our conversation forums, I'll put a link. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll put a link to the topic all about those down below in the blurb. That was Dyson's first endeavour into the vacuum cleaner market, and then later on, it gave him a few quid, and he wanted to develop more. This is long before the DC01, by the way, and in order to fund the startup of the Dyson company that we know today, he took what was his original design for the Rotork Cyclone, he tweaked it and improved it, and designed this, called the G-Force. And for whatever reason, he chose not to sell it in the UK, and he went to Japan with it, and he sold it in Japan. And they became a bit of an iconic machine in Japan at the time, and they commanded a very high premium. And in 1991, these cost $2,000 in Japan, whatever the equivalent might be in Japanese yen or pounds today. This stuff's always priced in dollars. So these were $2,000 in Japan in 1991. Now, obviously, because there's been a few decades since then, they are an extremely rare machine today, and they're an extremely rare machine in the UK in particular, because these run at 120 volts, so you can't plug this in here and use it without a transformer. And as far as I'm aware, you'll tell me in the comments if you know different, as far as I'm aware, only two of these exist in the UK, which is this one that we have here, and there's one in the entrance foyer of Dyson's HQ in Malmesbury in Wiltshire. So those are the only two I'm aware of in the country, and even if there are a few more, there's going to be no more than a handful. So yes, these are really one of the world's rarest Dysons now. Let's have a closer look at this one. It's worth mentioning the early Rotorks that I mentioned. They don't have that height adjuster on the front. And anybody that knows their Dysons is certainly going to see here, here, and here design cues that we saw later on in the DC01. Even here with this swivelling cable hook, we see, again, that's a design cue for Dysons that came later, and certainly the way the onboard tools are stored as well. If we look underneath at the sole plate design, that's not a million miles away from later upright Dysons. So now we're going to have a look at the Dyson DC06, and Dyson wanted to produce a robot vacuum cleaner, and this is something that he had in his mind in the 1990s, and eventually he put together at great expense the prototype of the Dyson DC06, which is one of these, and this is one of the early prototypes, and it was never actually launched. They took it right up to the point of being launched, and then Dyson changed his mind and said, well, no, we're not going to do that now, it's not good enough. And it was many, many years until Dyson went back to robotic vacuum cleaners with the 360i, which we got one of those when it was new, and for me the software needed a bit of work, it still wasn't there. But this was the very, very first one in the year 2000. So let's have a closer look at that. So a closer look at this DC06. Again, if you know your Dysons, you're going to see a little bit of a design cue there in the Cyclone that carried on into the DC05 cylinder. Two battery packs it has that slide in either side. This one, being a prototype, was displayed at a show So that's why there it tells you all about the engineering and design awards that they've won, the different museums that Dyson's machines are featured in. And if we look underneath it again there, if you're very familiar with Dysons and you work on Dysons, you are going to recognise that little wheel, I think from probably a DC02 or a DC05. You're going to recognise those rollers as being off other upright Dysons, DC04, DC07, DC14, etc. Same with those little studs that turn, that hold the sole plate on. That brush roll, I suspect, is DC03. Nothing wrong with raiding the parts bin for later models. The evolution of engineering and design is something I've personally always found really interesting, and that's one of the reasons that I really do like these old Dysons, or certainly these rare ones like this, is because you can absolutely see the design cues of things that came later. So yes, these are two of probably the most rarest Dyson machines in the world, and you're only going to find these now either at Dyson's HQ or in private collections such as we have, and maybe, you know, there's a handful of vacuum collectors out there that have a DC06 I'm aware of, and the odd one that's got the predecessor to this, the Cyclone. But yes, these are certainly two of the rarest Dyson machines that you're going to find. And they are really integral to the story of Dyson. Because if you look at any Dyson robotic machine now, this is where Dyson Robotics started. And as Dyson further develop into a tech company, now they've domiciled themselves in Singapore. Dyson was looking at cars, that's electric cars, that's another scheme that he decided not to go ahead with. But as we all know, now they've gone into hair care and other things, and more robotics will come. So any robotic stuff that comes out in the future, this was really where it all started. And similarly with the vacuum cleaner journey. Anybody that knows their Dyson vacuum cleaners, and I know some of you guys watching this will be collectors and enthusiasts, and you will know a lot about Dysons. You can absolutely see design cues in this in terms of the handle design and other things. You can see design cues in this that moved over to the DC01, which was the first, shall we say, mainstream Dyson machine that was launched in the UK. And then as we know from there, they went to the DC04, in terms of uprights, they went through the DC03, the DC04, DC07, and so on. And the ones that we would regard as being the best of upright Dysons kind of stopped at DC33. And it's at that point they went into ball machines, into the DC24 and 25, and then into the later stuff, which, you know, became like the DC40, the DC50, and the big ball stuff that we see today. And for us, the later stuff, and certainly some of the newer stuff, and certainly now they've stopped developing new mains machine and machines, and they are focusing much more on handheld and battery stuff. I've always regarded a lot of the Dyson ball machines as having a certain built-in obsolescence, which is something I never personally liked. So for me, I'm a big fan of the Dyson machines kind of up to and including the DC33. And it was after that that when we saw built-in obsolescence coming into the product, that we started to look elsewhere for more solid machines for our customers, which is what led us to the door of Cibo, which are handmade in Germany. So although we started out as exclusively as Dyson specialists, nowadays we are predominantly Cibo, because Cibo tend to embody more of the ethos that we like. But in terms of Dyson, yeah, just to finish off, yes, these are the rarest of Dysons. If you're watching this on YouTube, down at the bottom of the screen here, I will put over here where we fired this one up, we put it through a transformer, and you can have a listen to it. And we have another video I'll put over there, which is a bit more of a closer look at that one than I'll give you today. So if you want to go down the rabbit hole a little bit on these very rare Dysons, down below the video on YouTube, I'll put links into our forum where we've got different topics on them, more photos, stuff like that. And if you want to do any research on them, or you know, if you're interested in the technology and of appliances and how they evolve over time, then these machines are absolutely part of the story. So there's some extra learning for you to do down there. So as usual, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you've got any comments, or if you think I've made a mistake or not accurate, or you just don't agree with me, tell me in the comments down below. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.